Hey, Lucas.
Hello.
Hey, Lucas. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Amazing, amazing. Just want to grab a bunch of leads so I can show you the filters, how they work. I love Memphis. It's a very good market. It's
Hmm.
like you need a deal, go to Memphis.
Eh,
Okay, so it's starting to do a search into all of the properties in Memphis. But here on the quick filters, um, I'm gonna filter out like I like the list and how I can tell you if you target that list, you're gonna get a deal in 60 days or less. I love the out of state owners and the absentee owners.
I'm
Uh,
taking notes. So if you see me looking off to the side and stuff, I'm just taking notes.
no,
So
no, no
you know.
worries, no worries. I love vacant homes. So this is what I like mostly of Deal Machine, that you basically can data stack your list without getting so complicated.
Hmm.
So these adjustable loans are more for people that does sub to deals. Probably you're gonna go after cash deals. Tax delinquents, I will put them in the mix. Why not? Pre-foreclosures. Pre-foreclosures are hard to get on the phone, but it's still I will put them in the mix because you never know when someone is gonna pick up the phone. I love
Did you
senior
say? Did you
owners.
say? Did you say pre? Oh, see, I see up top there. I see what you got.
Yeah,
Okay.
pre-foreclosures are hard to get on the phone because mostly of that people are hiding from debt collectors, banks, and credit cards, collectors and
Okay.
stuff like that. So, but I still put them in the mix because if any of them, if one of them picked up the phone and we get a deal, it's worth it. I love the tile landlords. Tile landlords is a very good list. I would recommend you do the list this way, data stack, so you don't complicate yourself, to grab a
Okay.
very good list and to just dig deeper and zombie properties. So right there on quick filters, I'm doing the data stacking of out of state owners, absentee owners, vacant homes, tax delinquent, pre-foreclosures, senior owners. Senior owners always want to sell, always. Tire landlords, probates, and zombie properties. The zombie properties are like super distressed properties. Abandoned houses and vacant homes probably are tile landlords that have the property empty. And I've noticed that when a tile landlord owns properties for over 10 years and has more than 5 properties, some of the properties start to be vacant because probably they kicked out the tenants, stuff like that. And they just don't care about it and they don't want to be dealing with it. It's like rich people, like they reach a point where they don't care about money. So I
Hmm.
would do, I don't know if you like to target also townhouses or you only want to pursue
I don't
single
know.
families. I mean, if you want deals, I would stay in single families and
Okay.
multifamilies. Um, Bed and bath, I don't worry about that, but then here's where everything, actually happens on more filters, right?
Hmm.
You come to more. Equity and value, I wouldn't worry because that's a conversation that you're gonna have on the acquisition side. I will come here to contact and to just, even though we selected filters here, you want to make
Hmm.
sure that the owner type is absentee uh, and out of state because that's gonna remove a lot of homeowners that live in probably have 5 properties and they are living in the property that you're calling. So we want to call them on the properties that probably they renting out uh, to have more valuable conversation. So because Deal Machine provides you free data, basically there are some properties that are not gonna have phone numbers. So because you're new, I wouldn't worry about pulling everything. I would just pull the people that has phone numbers on Deal Machine because then you're gonna stick to your budget and you're not gonna have to, oh, this one didn't have phone number, let me go get it on batch, let me go get it on flip AI. Just stick to
Hmm.
this and use the resources that you have. So I would click yes there. um
Okay.
so you see from 100,060 it's narrowed down a little bit more. So you
Hmm.
continue going down We already selected these. Contact age is not really important. Actually, the older the better because they actually want out the business.
Mm-hmm.
Come down to number of properties owned. I always do greater than one. So we are targeting Thailanders mostly and people that inherit properties and they just don't want them. Go down. Yeah. On this stage, that's enough. Property characteristics. I always do greater than 1,000 square feet, just because I believe that if you're gonna be wholesaling, some buy and holder investors are not gonna be too attracted to smaller houses because the
Okay.
idea is to have bigger houses that you can rent for more money. 1,000 as a minimum is pretty fair. Then also here you have a filter for year built.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that there are some specific properties that you wouldn't like to be dealing with. For instance, do you have an idea of how old? What's the
Well, I mean,
oldest type of properties you like to target?
I'm just going off of what Brent said, and he said 30 years is roughly what we want to do. So, I mean, I could do 25, I could do 30. I could always see like if it, 30 is a good, I guess, starting.
Okay, so I will say here on the filter is less
Mm-hmm.
than 30.
Would that means it was built less than 30 years ago? Or do we
I
want to
mean,
do,
do you want
or should we do, I saw something the other day, I think you could put in like is in between. So could we put in
mhm,
like in between like 1950 and 1990? That way you get really old houses and then up to that. Would that do anything?
mhm.
Okay.
Let's do 30 years back.
Yeah, so it'd be 1994 or how, I don't know if you need to go like 1994 and 19 like younger, or the like 1950 and 1994. That gives you all the houses that were built from the 50s to 94.
Let's do 19
80. Okay.
80 to
1994.
yeah. Let's do 2000 to see what we find. See
Okay.
if the filter is correct. Yeah, it narrowed down to 3,000 properties.
Mm-hmm. Because if you want, mostly the people that are going to be wanting to do this are not going to have a newer house, correct?
Yeah. You want an older house. Probably, I don't know you, but I would say that 1975 is still good. Up to 2000s.
Okay.
I would say that's good. Okay, so there we have almost 4,000 records. And that's waving out a lot of newer houses and super old houses because I've come across houses that are from the 50s and I'm like, oh, I don't know really if that's gonna work for anyone. Because cash buyers consider that will be too much trouble. Also, land information. I will also take care of the land information because houses with too much land, sometimes the sellers are like a little bit more, oh, my property has so much land, has 20 acres, like, and that really means nothing to us. Like, yeah,
Okay.
it has land, but
And what did you put in? Lot size is less than 5 acres.
yeah, I would say stay. Sometimes I do
Okay.
less than 3, but let's do, just for the sake of the sample, 4. I always go for
Okay.
less than 4 because think of it, like people believe that because they have a big backyard and they have a lot in the back, that's not too much, doesn't add up to the property. Then So that's the land information, and here the tax information. So you have something here that is called, this one is not the correct though. Total asset value is not the correct one. Here on the total market value, you can put it a between. For instance, personally, I do between 100,000 and 600,000. But if you want smaller houses, I mean cheaper houses, let's do just for the sample between 100,000 and 300,000.
Okay.
That's gonna remove a lot of properties. That's gonna give you a more niche type of houses. And the beautiful of this is that if you do wholesaling, you don't have to stick to one market. You can do several markets. Like you have 10,000 records in the machine. So imagine you pulling 5 different markets up to 1,000 each list. And these lists are niche. So you're not gonna be coming off newer houses, people that just bought the houses. You're not gonna be coming off big land piece of houses, because some areas of Memphis has a lot of countryside. So that's why that filter, wherever you go, keeps you closer to downtown and keeps you closer to neighborhoods where there's a lot of housings, and that translates into better comping areas, more sold properties in the areas, because the smaller the houses, the tinier the houses, far from the countryside, it's just better for, in general, for wholesaling. So right
So
there,
you
that's a,
never, you know, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
So because you're obviously, you're not going to any of these houses that you're trying to do any of this stuff on. So you're doing all this virtually.
Yeah.
See, that's what's cool is because I keep in my mind that I need to look locally, because if I need to go to the property, then I need to be able to drive to it within an hour or two. So I need to broaden my horizons and look eventually at doing things everywhere.
Well, for you, you can do it on your own markets. For instance, pick the most populated counties around your area and just
Okay.
work your backyard to start. Work the
Yeah, because I
backyard to
got
start.
Orlando, Florida is an hour from me.
Yeah, Orlando is beautiful for real estate investing. I love it
Yeah.
personally. You have beautiful
So
areas.
I
You
can,
have Azalea Park. Sorry for interrupting you. Azalea Park.
Mhm.
Well, all of the counties in Orlando are perfect. Probably in downtown, you're gonna find newer houses, but there are very good houses with this type of criteria. I would say just stick to your backyard, and once you do like 2, 3 deals, then you start doing virtual wholesaling. That's gonna be
Okay.
easy for you to escalate. But
Okay.
yeah,
What you've shown me so far is really good. So then, if that's a good starting point from there, then where do we go?
this list is this account already maxed out. So the next step is gonna be build list. But you see, I already maxed
Mm-hmm.
out here. So this should be
Mm.
able to show you, okay, you build the list, and then it's gonna add it on the account. Where you find the list is here on the top, leads. And the most recent one is gonna be here, up here. You just click on the
Okay.
most recent one, and it's gonna be able to export. For instance, this is the most recent one, view list, and it shows you. I always double check everything that I do. Sorry, saying back. I always double check the list that I did, because we're humans. You may make a mistake, right? So I check,
Mm-hmm.
okay, how many leads we have, and then the more filters equals absentee, number of properties. You see vacant. I only did vacant properties on this list. Last sale date, and so and so. So
Okay,
once I
cool.
confirm, you can grab them from here, select all, and there you come here to lead actions, and it gives you the option export. Once you
Okay, and
click
that's where I
export,
haven't paid for it. Okay.
yeah, once you click export, submit export, it's gonna send you an email connected to the account, and you're gonna receive a link. The first email is gonna be, your request has been processed, and then it's gonna be your export is ready. You click on the link, and it's gonna download the list for you.
Cool. And then I upload that to Prospect Boss, and then I'm off to the races.
Yeah. Have you checked the videos about Prospect Boss?
Yeah, I signed up for it and I did my onboarding with Prospect Boss and everything. So the only thing I need to do is after I get my list, I'm gonna call them back and they're gonna help me just upload my first list and then get me going, and then I'm good to go.
Okay, perfect. Let me show you one of the accounts we have on Prospect Boss. It's pretty fast. So I would say that because you're new, darling, I will only use the trend line dialer to start.
Okay.
I know they're gonna show you, but for instance, here we had 156 callbacks this morning.
Wow.
It's pretty aggressive. Actually, my team was, this dialer is scary.
I think I actually only started with a single dialer because they said that since I'm new, that if all of a sudden you start getting two people answering, then you have to start like doing your voicemails and stuff. So they're like, you should probably start with one dialer until you get familiar, and then upgrade to, and then activate the two dialer. But I did pay for the two dialer, and I paid for the like where my numbers get cycled out every like 50 calls, and I registered my phone number and all that stuff. So
yeah, no, that's very good to start. And I like that it's fast, it's aggressive. Even though you have two lines, you're gonna get a lot of responses. You just need to get used to it. Like it's pretty robust. Like the first time I touched it, I was a little bit, I don't know about this, but it's really good. Has very good results. You're gonna love it. I mean, once you start loving cold calling, so you haven't started doing cold calling at all? You
no,
never done anything like that?
no, but I feel like I'm one of those, like I worked in a grocery store when I was younger, and I had thousands of chats between I was a bag boy. So between the bagging the groceries to the car, I had so many, how are the weather? How are you this? Like I can pretty much chit chat with anyone. So I just need to find out my sales pitch, if you will, which I think I'll get as I get better. But I don't really, the calling, I mean, I know I'm going to get cussed at. I know people are going to, I know these things are going to happen. So I'm just going to keep going with it and keep pushing on. And I don't have a fear of talking to people. So I think I'll be okay.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. I mean, you're a grown man, you have family. As long as you have a reason why, that's when it's gonna drive you. Because when you don't have a reason to be alive, that's why people commit suicide, because there's no another reason to be hanging out around. And I agree, when you have work since an early age, like myself, like yourself, like being on the phones is nothing really. I'm pretty sure that there are scariest situations that you've been through in your life, that talking to someone who you don't know. Okay, they're gonna cuss you out. It's gonna be interesting. Sometimes you're gonna feel drained just because you're new to it. But the way I see it is, I don't know these people. Certainly, I don't care. You have a great English. They're gonna get really, really comfortable talking to you on the phone. So I'm pretty sure of that.
I hope so.
I do have some sample calls from my callers on my YouTube channel. I just put them on YouTube because it's easier. I'm not very good editing websites, so I mean, I find YouTube easier just to upload and put it there.
Yeah, awesome.
I can share some of the recordings, and whatever you need, just let me know. I mean, just try to stick to at least 3 hours styling daily, because the first hour you're gonna get somewhat, like, to have consistency, you need at least 3 hours styling.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna start dialing tomorrow. That's because now you showed me how to do that. I'm gonna filter. I've got my dialer. I've got that. I'm gonna start doing that, and I'm gonna get after it.
Whatever you need, just reach out to me, okay?
I will.
I'm no Brand Daniels, but I try to give back as much as possible. There are a couple of things here and there that I may know. And if it is somebody else's path, please, by all means, reach out to me, okay, my friend?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too, my friend. God bless you.
All right.